Hello, everybody. My name is Briar Fogelman, and I'm really excited to share with you what I have learned about Nike and their corporate social responsibility. Nike is the largest, most recognized sports apparel brand in the world today. They have grown from a small shoe and t-shirt company to a worldwide sensation that has changed the sports apparel industry. But revolutionizing sports apparel is not all that Nike has set out to do. Nike has a corporate social responsibility and sustainability program with the core belief that sports can change the world for the better. Notice that Nike uses Kevin Starr's idea of the 8-word mission statement, including a verb, a target, and an outcome. Nike's CSR has 3 areas of focus: diversity and inclusion, sustainability, and community support. They have titled these 3 areas as people, planet, and play. Between the years of 2019 and 2020, Nike came up with a 5-year plan that included these 29 targets within those 3 areas of people, planet, and play. You'll notice that some of these areas are carbon, waste, water, health and safety, representation and hiring, and active kids. And I am going to share with you some of the goals that they have that correlate with these 29 targets. The statement that drives the goals in the category of people is we invest in the power of people to move the world forward. Here is a list of the goals that they have that are in those 29 target areas underneath people. Some of those goals are 50% representation of women and 30% representation of racial and ethnic minorities in their corporate work office. So they're trying to represent women and different races and ethnicities within their company. Underneath pay, they have a goal of 100% pay equity across all employees on an annual basis, as well as education and professional development. They want all of their VPs to complete and be credentialed in inclusive leadership education. You'll also notice on this, they have a metric. So within each goal, they have a way of measuring that specific goal. This chart shows their fiscal year of 2021, and each of these little tallies over here shows you if they are on schedule to reach their goal within the next couple years, because remember, this is a 5-year goal. The statement that drives the goals in the category of planet is to protect the planet. We don't wait for solutions, we create them. Some of the goals they have in their 5-year plan for planet are 0% emissions change in manufacturing and transportation, 10% waste reduction per unit in manufacturing, and a 25% reduction in fresh water usage in textile dyeing and finishing. I find that one is very interesting as they are trying to reuse the water that they're using to dye and finish their materials. The statement that drives the goals in the category of play is getting kids moving means an active next generation and a stronger future. You'll notice that here are some of those 29 target areas: active kids, inclusive community, employee engagement, community investment, and foundational expectations. Some of the goals that are with those 29 target areas are sustaining a community impact by getting kids moving in our key cities and sourcing backyards with 50% girl participation. They're really driving to get girls back into athletics and to stick with athletics. Another goal that they have is to invest $125 million to support organizations working to level the playing field and addressing racial inequality. Another goal that they have is the increase employee community engagement to a minimum of 35%. They want their employees engaging in the communities that they live in. They want their employees to help make the world a better place. And the last one I want to share is that they have a plan to invest 2% of the prior year's pre-tax incomes to the communities. On each one of the charts shown on these pages, it has a list of the goals. It has the metrics that they're using to measure that goal, and they use quantitative and qualitative metrics depending on what the goal was. Again, these charts are all coming from the fiscal year of 2021 for Nike. And on the side, it shows you how they're doing with each specific goal. I noticed that a lot of them are green or in the positives, which means to me that they are staying in a good routine to meet these goals and are making changes. As I was digging deeper into the involvement of empowering women and women equality, I came across information about the Girl Effect program, which I view to be very successful. Girl Effect was founded by the Nike Foundation back in 2004 with the focus on stopping poverty before it starts. This organization has improved the lives of tens of millions of girls in 20 countries throughout Africa and Asia. It was believed that empowered girls will marry later, delay childbearing, have healthier children, and earn better incomes that will benefit themselves, their families, communities, and the nations. While poverty does exist in many cultures with young mothers, correlation does not mean causation, and the idea of early motherhood as being the cause of poverty has been debunked. They have found that just because poverty is in the same state or country as early motherhood, it does not necessarily mean that that is causing poverty. This realization caused for a redesign within this program of Girl Effect. The goal for this organization changed to empowering adolescent women to unlock their power to make different choices in their lives and to give them the facts about health, nutrition, education, relationships, and more. In 2016, Girl Effect partnered with Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. They are a private and a public global health partner whose goal is to increase access to immunizations in poor countries. The goal of this partnership between Girl Effect and Gavi was to tackle cervical cancer, a leading cause of death in women in the global south. The agreement was that Gavi would make the HPV vaccine available, and Girl Effect and their programs and platforms would be used to help girls feel able to seek out that vaccine. Although Girl Effect became its own independent organization back in 2015, Nike still plays a huge role in the funding and the drive of this remarkable cause. I also found that this is a great example of how making connections and networking really does make all the difference when trying to improve the world's major problems, such as poverty. Girl Effect shows that Nike is doing a very good job of making change and making differences. One thing that I wish I could see, or that I would suggest for this program, was to not just focus on Africa and Asia. While there is a huge need there, I think all women and girls worldwide need to feel empowered. And what a great platform to do that. I think Nike has a very good foundation worldwide, and girls would very much thrive on getting information from Nike about health and nutrition, education, relationships, like they are doing in Africa and Asia. Move to Zero and Nike Grind are other wonderful programs that Nike has founded. It is part of their journey toward zero carbon and zero waste to help protect the future of sports. They take back old, worn-out athletic shoes and use the material to make rubber tracks, rubber gym tiles, outdoor basketball and tennis courts, and futsal fields. They have also been able to reuse some of the material or fabrics to make some new shoes and trims on select apparel items. To date, Nike Grind has recycled 120 million pounds, which is equivalent to the approximately 700 jumbo jets, or 30 million pairs of athletic shoes, enough shoes to circumnavigate the planet over 5 times. I think that the Nike Grind program is such a great start in helping eliminate waste as well as building sports complexes. It might be beneficial to give people an incentive, 5 or 10% off in-store credit if they bring their shoes into the store to recycle. This might give them, again, an incentive for people to donate their shoes. I found that it was very difficult for them to get enough shoes donated or to recycled to make 1 or 2 fields. So again, giving people an incentive to donate their shoes and have them be recycled might help in that endeavor. Another idea I have had was for Nike to collaborate with companies that make turf fields and give schools a discount if they can get a certain number of shoes donated for recycling. This could make the field a little less expensive for schools that need it. Another idea that I've had is for them to also refurbish basketballs, soccer balls, footballs, and volleyballs. I'm sorry. Just as they do tennis shoes. If there's a way to make a basketball brand new again, that could cut down the costs for schools and athletic programs in that way. It's also possible that they could team up with major league sports teams that would do the same thing, donate their used equipment in order to refurbish it and give it to local schools, and have some sort of funding go through those major league sports teams to help pay for equipment within schools. I think that this would help the Nike's program of getting children up and moving. And here are my references. I really enjoyed learning about Nike's corporate social responsibility and what they're doing to better the world and to have sports change the world for the better.